rock and roll. All right. Where we at? All right, everyone. Welcome to Dojo Lightning Talks, and we are live. And there you go. Hello, YouTube. Hello, and hello, everyone here at Dojo Lightning Talks. If you are a guest for the first time, make sure you guys sign up at the front desk. There is a sign-up sheet or sign-up machine up there. You guys can get a nice little tag, a little name tag, so we know who you are. All right, quick. Are you a hacker? Raise your hand. Okay, cool. It's about half of you guys. Great. All right, developers, raise your hand. Again, you guys are like the same. Entrepreneurs. Yes, again. We got 3 out of 3 right there. Okay, cool. Hobbyists. Okay, a couple hobbyists. That's going to be me. I'm a hobbyist. Unicorns. Unicorn. There we go. We got a unicorn. All right, cool. All right, Hacker Dojo is a 501c3 nonprofit. It is a community of engineers, artists, scientists, activists, entrepreneurs, and other creative people centered around a co-working and social facility. Of course, we do rely on memberships. So if you guys want to be a member at Hacker Dojo, it's about $150 a month. You guys can sign up at hackerdojo.org. All right, Emily, did you step outside? Do we have any Hive available? Hive desk? We have one Hive desk. So if you guys want a dedicated desk, we do have one available. If you guys want more information, it's on the website. Talk to Emily. Okay, cool. All right, current members at Hacker Dojo. Here's a couple of them that I just copied from the website. And if you guys actually have startup here at Hacker Dojo, you guys want to promote it, let us know. Let Emily know. Let Tiana know. And we'll get you guys up on the site. Volunteers needed. Again, we are a nonprofit. We do rely on volunteers. I'm a volunteer myself. If you guys want to volunteer and host an event or lightning talks, it'd be really great to have you guys out here. There's actually a lot of things you guys can do at Hacker Dojo. Trust me, a lot. Just ask. We'll put you to work. All right, donations. If you guys want to help donate, again, it's a nonprofit, so we do rely on some donations. We have barbecues going on from time to time. You guys can scan the QR code, or if you guys got some spare change in your pocket, there is a tip jar up in the front. Donations. This is all pretty much like physical stuff. If you guys have some of the items just sitting in your garage or whatever, like indoor plants, outdoor plants. You guys have a coat rack, vending machines. Anybody know where to get some vending machines? Bring it on over. So we can put some snacks in there. All right. Hacker Dojo upcoming events. We do have. If you guys. First of all, on the meetup, hopefully you guys are checking out the meetups events. This is what we have coming up in the following week. We have dark mode. Right after this, we have dark mode, so hang out. It's going to be pretty fun. We're going to turn the lights down, put some EDM music on. All right. Ultimate Game Night is tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of cool games going on. If you guys want more information on that, it is on the meetup. Free computer tech support. If you guys have some issues with the computer, bring it on over. Bring it on over Sunday around 6 p.m. Have the professionals check it out for free. Hybrid Civic Night, implementing innovative idea workshops. And again, Lightning Talks. Again, we have robotics. Actually, next Friday is robotics. So we're going to have robotics-themed Lightning Talks. So come on back and see what everyone's building next week on robotics. And you guys on YouTube, make sure you guys watch the stream next Friday. 1 second. I have another links. If you guys want to join the Discord, the QR code's right here. You guys can scan that right now with your phone. Take a little scan. We do have Meetup right there, the website, YouTube, Twitch, Slack, Discord, and Twitter. Make sure you follow us there. With that said, after Lightning Talks, it'd be great if somebody can remind me to take a group photo of everybody. You know what? Let's do that right now. Let's do that right now, because I always forget. All right, you guys ready? Let's see if I can get you guys in there. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Okay, cool. Group photo. And afterwards, remind me. We'll take one in the back. Really cool. All right, rule number 1. What is rule number 1 in the goal? Be excellent to each other. Right. So with that said, we do have some speakers on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. We got some speakers on the board. So with that said, our speakers have 5 minutes to present their talks. Please be respectful of others. Be excellent to each other. Be kind to each other. And most of all, I would appreciate if you guys get some feedback. Some questions are always encouraged. Okay. And with that said, let's go ahead and get started with our first speaker. We have TV Feeder, startup, pitch practice. Who's that? Oh, okay. Come on up.
Actually, can I use the internet?
You want to use this?
Yeah, to pull up my pitch deck.
Sure.
It's connected, right?
Oh, on there? You want to do it here?
Yeah. All right, thank you all. I kind of introduced my startup last week if you were here, so I appreciate the opportunity again. I didn't get through my pitch deck, and basically the reason I want to practice my pitch deck better is because I've been sending my pitch deck to investors, trying to get my startup, off the ground as a solo inventor. I focus on product development. I have a MVP almost ready for launch. And this is one of the responses I got on LinkedIn from one of the people I've been sending my pitch deck to. So basically tonight is going to be about what not to do for a pitch deck. But I want it to be open. So if you guys have advice on how to help me improve my pitch, I really appreciate that. So he said, okay, get to the point in 1 versus 10 history lesson slides that I have. You name all the things it can do, which is like a computer, but it still doesn't explain what it really is. And I also need a graphic designer, much needed, and there's no mention of the business model. And he also says, if you can't explain it in a few sentences, then you don't know what it is. Not to mention, is it middleware, browser, what kind of software, etc. And all that text in the last several slides is worthless, and no one will read it. He's not trying to be harsh, but he says, my deck is terrible. And simple and direct is needed in 10 slides or less, and it all sounds like BS. There's no architecture or explanation on how it does my super TV. And there's also, again, no business model. So that was a little bit, but I appreciate it because I agree. Said I focus on developing the product. I don't really know how to do a pitch deck. So let's get to the pitch deck. As it is now. Oh, stop typing. Okay, so this is my first slide, TV feeder, telecommunications platform of the future. So this is supposed to represent all the, and do I have a clock just for reference or no?
John, is there a clock?
Anyway, there's this is supposed to represent, all the intercommunications of the whole networking infrastructure. That's kind of what I'm going for. Yeah. Okay, so then here I try to talk about how we have Netflix, Hulu, Disney, internet. This is supposed to show kind of the market size and users and potential revenue of competitors. Same with here, computer users. So yeah, so I wanted to just try and get your advice on how to improve this. Is there any questions on the first couple slides?
You want to have a theme of colors. So that's all over the place. The first page needs to be really attention grabbing. So have instead of having all that information right there, that goes last in the theme. You put the contact information. You want to have the logo in the right top corner, and have the logo right there in every single slide. And then, like, don't highlight a bunch of things, only highlight important information. The colors of the pitch needs to be the same. It's a theme. Choose 3 colors and roll with it. Don't put any background colors or things like that, symbols, whatever. The images look so unprofessional. You can actually go on Canva and have graphics and kind of create like a little image out of that and kind of put that like on the side. Just kind of things of the nature. It's not about having those kind of images, but it's more like having relevant information and graphs and things like that. But we can talk about that too.
Great, thank you.
So I've been in your position, and I know how it is getting feedback from investors. Quick question: are you using PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay, so right off the bat, you could find free templates online. Find PowerPoint templates. That's really bootstrap things, and you're gonna have really nice, clean things. I forget some of the things I'm using, but if you want to come find me later, I can show you some links. They've got thousands, tens of thousands of really nice, clean templates. Yeah. So a venture person already knows that there are 5 billion computer users and almost 2 billion television households. They already know that. And by you putting that slide here up front, you're implying that you're going to capture some amount of that market, but you haven't yet told them what the idea is. So this doesn't mean anything. This has no power yet, because they don't know why you're taking part of that market. So that comes as backup after you've introduced the idea.
Thank you. Over here. You can be next. Thank you.
If I was a Shark Tank investor person, my question to you would be like, what's preventing Netflix from just building this themselves, and therefore why do they need you around? It'd be really cool if you could build this and then sell it to someone like Netflix or Roku or Apple TV or whatever. But what's preventing them from just building it themselves?
Thank you.
Yeah, putting all that information up front is just, it completely kills your presentation. That's stuff they already know, first of all. And it's really not the reason that they're even talking to you. They want to know what's unique about yourself. They want to know what's distinctive about you, so you stand out from all the other people who have some kind of an idea that's maybe similar to yours or not. But yeah, all this stuff about what the market size is, maybe after you establish that you can get a piece of that market, then you can tell them about how big the market is. But that would only be afterwards. So you have to tell them what your idea is, what you have found that's going to make a lot of money. Remember, that's what it's about. It's about making money. It's not about whatever it is. And that's what they want to know. They want to know, how am I going to make money?
And that, my friend, is time.
All right. Well, I appreciate all your feedback, and yeah, I guess maybe I'll get a new presentation for next week. So thank you.
All right, okay, so let's get James up. James solving tomatoes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, this is my website. I'm James McGann. The name of the company here is Solving Tornadoes, and the goal of solving tornadoes is to make severe weather less severe, a method of actually mitigating severe weather. And this is my website. You can get to this website simply by going to solvingtornadoes.com. And I'd encourage you to do that. And on there, you're going to have some ways that you can get to, like the sign up over here. And I'd like you to do that and click one of these things here. And the reason I'd like you to do that is because I just got this thing up and working, and I don't have any, you'll kind of be my guinea pig a little bit. But let's go back to the opening. This is, now I read some of this last week. So this will be a little bit repetitive for people out there. But so let me start out reading the title here. There it is. 3 breakthrough realizations that underlie the science of solving tornadoes. And number 1 is the jet streams are the engine of atmospheric flow. Having an abundance thereof, jet streams are the source of the fast-flowing, low-pressure, cool, dry air of tornadic vortices. Vortices originate from the jet stream and over the breadth of their existence constantly exhaust their flow, complementing the flow of the jet streams. This also resolves the mystery of how jet streams maintain their momentum. And number 2 is vortices are the delivery mechanism of storms. So often spanning hundreds of miles, vortices are naturally occurring conduits in that the sheaths of tornadic vortices possess genuine structural properties. This structural ability is itself a consequence of the amplification of the surface tension properties of H2O, water, under high energy wind shear conditions that specifically occur along the inner lining surface of the sheath of the tornado, where it enwraps and interacts with the dry air flow that it channels, the net effect being to preserve or maintain the shear therein. And then we move on to number 3. And this says the principles of hydraulics are instrumental. So moving at the speed of sound, the low pressure energy of storms moves in the opposite direction of the flow. So it usually comes from the northeast to the southwest. And it in concordance with the principles of hydraulics, meaning that it can actually use the vortice itself as a means of sending energy, low pressure pulses of energy at very high speed. Literally the speed of sound. Consequently, the transfer of energetic low pressure to the location of a storm is highly dependent on the sealed isolation of the flow. That's the important part there, because that reveals the vulnerability of these vortices in that they require a seal. And so anything that could break that seal, you could look at it as being like popping a tornado. And obviously, if you can pop a tornado, you're popping the thing that delivers the low pressure energy to the location of the storm. And so that's my presentation. And I guess we can move on and see if anybody has any questions.
Do you have a way to pop them?
Yes, I do have a way. Now, I use the analogy of popping in comparison to a bubble, because both a bubble and the vortices are comprised of surface tension of one form or another. However, the surface tension on a vortice is very active, it's very aggressive, and it's very aggressive about surrounding its flow. And so, it's aggressive about surrounding its flow. So, yes, I do have a way of doing it, but it's not going to be by sticking a needle in it or anything like that. It's going to be much more aggressive. It's going to, actually, the idea is to breach it with a great big giant piece of plastic and to isolate it long enough, and that hopefully it will self-destruct after that. That's the idea, but it's just a theory right now.
All right. Any more questions? All right, James. Perfect. Thank you. Next week we have Anthony coming up, Aegis AI. With that said, just a little quick promotion for Ultimate Game Night tomorrow night. Make sure you guys come on by, especially for those of you watching on the live stream on YouTube. We would have liked to have you guys come out and hang out with the community out here. We're gonna have a lot of people hanging out, a lot of games, a lot of retro games. Actually, while Anthony sets up here, just go ahead and plug the meet up real quick.
Oh, do you have that other input thingy?
It should be right underneath.
Oh, right. That's cool.
Get ready for an Ultimate Game Night. What game extravaganza takes center stage? Join us for an unforgettable evening filled with diverse gaming experience. Dive into epic adventures and thrilling virtual reality games in the classroom. Take on the ping pong challenge and relive the nostalgia with classic video games. But that's not all. Indie game developers and okay, my time's up. Thank you guys for listening.
Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? Oh, tough crowd. Maybe I should do some Python jokes or something. I used to have some good jokes. I don't remember off the top of my head anymore. Oh, P and I did a joke outside the parking lot, right? How did it go again? Why do I talk Python? Who talks Python? I don't know how to. I forgot how to start. Something like Parcel Tom and Harry Potter or something, but whatever. Damn, I have to look at my jokes later. Okay, anyway. So I was here a couple weeks ago. The founder of Aegis AI, Anthony Whiz, and did a little bit of an introduction about myself, and I did some demo about this ocular analysis stuff. Won't go through that real quick, but for folks who didn't see it, it's just like a blinking frequency thing. And just to make things clear, everything that we're doing around ocular analysis, which we're really fascinated in for understanding rare brain disorders, this is all research and development. Okay, so we've got numerous things that we're developing in parallel. The ocular stuff is, years away. We have to collect tons of patient data sets and train the ML. So we had some good questions about that. Just want to be very, very clear. That's still in the woodworks. The two primary products that we are rolling out at this stage, one of them is a stroke rehab platform, and another is a Parkinson's chronic care management platform. Today I'm going to be talking about the stroke rehab platform and do a bit of a demo, but before that I'd like to do a bit of a story. So over here, who knows biology here? Anyone know biology? For those who don't know biology, you should stand up and say, wave to everyone. Biology is awesome. We go back. And, pre-COVID, he would always invite me to cool stuff. And it was in 2019, we went over to Stanford for a Health Plus Plus hackathon. And I was really fortunate to be a judge over there and got to judge a number of bright students from all over the world, dozens and dozens of them. And there was this one group I fell in love with who were primarily composed between Stanford and Berkeley students. This one individual was a stroke survivor. She was at the Haas Business School. She was about 30 years old, about my age, so it's kind of scary. Stroke could happen to anyone at any moment, so be wise about your lifestyle. So we were developing this application at Donner Lab 4 years ago in research and development. And it was essentially a remote stroke rehab platform. She herself said that if this technology was readily available,
it would have helped her stroke recovery. I'm gonna see if I can do a bit of a demo, but just by show of hands, who here is familiar with stroke? Most people are, and who has a family or friend that has been afflicted with stroke? And okay, so you might know how challenging it is, especially during the rehab time. Depending where you are in the world, the average stroke survivor waits about 5 weeks for the first physiotherapy appointment, and that's horrible. We can't tackle all of these, stroke victims, but we can definitely tackle the low, the intermediate to low level stroke victims. So, imagine half of your body's paralyzed, right? If you talk to any expert, you have to start the motion right away. That gap of 1 day, 1 week really affects your recovery. So with our platform, you're able to do recovery immediately. Your physical therapist or neurologist will set up the modules, and you're going to be doing these incrementally. You just set up a laptop, iPad, iPhone, whatever, and you start doing the movements. So imagine, half my body's paralyzed, this side is affected. Those incremental movements will add up over time. And so the clinicians will be able to track, the data for their neurophysiotherapists, neurologists. They can kind of see who is falling behind. If they want to talk to a certain individual. It's just, this is a holistic platform. It's remote-based medicine, remote patient monitoring. If this is fascinating for anyone, I would love to talk to you, especially if it's close to your heart with a family or friend. And again, this is something that can happen to anyone. We are raising capital, close pre-seed, and we're raising seed capital right now. So thank you all.
Hey, sorry, technical question for you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So the demo that you're showing, is that running client-side or server-side? Or the webcam you were showing with different?
It's real-time browser, TensorFlow.js.
Oh, cool.
All right, Anthony, thank you. Balcony. Sube. Welcome. And do us a favor, Balcony. Just introduce yourself.
Hello, hello. How are you? My name is Bautista. I'm from Argentina. The first thing I want to know is how many that are here have been ever in Argentina? Please raise your hand. And South America? Okay, but someone take down his hand. Okay. Today I will tell you about a project that I did when I was 18, and that is the one that I'm proudest of, and it's called Sube. Maybe when you take a bus here, I don't know how does it work, but in Argentina, before I did this project, people had to pay themselves with cash every time they got into. And when I was at high school, we realized that there was a possibility to improve it really big. And we did this card that's an NFC card that allows you to put credit, and it's like a prepaid credit card where you can tap a machine and then you pay each travel that you're gonna do. And the reason that I wanted to came here and to show it is, first of all, to show the impact that the decision may have from someone who's in the high school. Because when I was at high school, I decided to do this project. Most of the people have laughed about me and said that it was like stupid to think that I could dream even something so big. And nowadays, every day that happens, there are 10 million transactions that are done with the Sube. And yeah, it's like a possibility to make people open their minds and to see in a different way when someone from high school tells you about a project that he's dreaming. That's it. Thank you.
Is it blockchain based? Questions?
I forgot the question part.
Well, I know you, so this is not the question I don't know the answer for, but I think it's interesting. Did you raise money? Like, can you talk about that, like your experience with that? Because I think your case was special and interesting. So, I don't know, I think it made me think first.
Yeah, like when you talk about raising money, many people think about private equity, and this situation is different because we started the project in the high school, and it was a public high school. So after we did some MVP, we went to the government, and then we were able to grow it there, like in a way of making high impact projects from the government, not always from the private side. Thank you for the question. Any other question, please? Yeah.
Were you able to retain some ownership in this company that runs it, and are you still involved now?
Oh, that's a very good question. You know, like the entrepreneurs, sometimes they think about the economic impact, but in this case, I am most satisfied because of the impact in everyday life of the people. So luckily, I have no money because of this project, but I have the gratefulness about being able to create it from scratch. So I didn't receive any money rather than the salary I got while working with the government. But yeah, I think the most important thing for which we come to the world is to make it better, and knowing that I contributed to making a better world for the Argentinian is the best way to get paid.
Awesome, Beltrán. Thank you. That's super.
Thank you.
Number 5.
Okay, this is the card. Super.
Number 5. I don't know what number 5 is. It's just, I apologize. I can't read that. Who's number 5? Okay.
Thank you,
Come
Blockchain
on.
John.
No problem. You want to get that microphone?
Great. Hello, testing. Hi, my name is Cole. I'm a rising sophomore at Stanford University, and just wanted to shout out, first of all, my great friends Lichu, Balti, and Manu, who will actually be giving a talk after me. And I wanted to not talk about a project necessarily, but I'd like to share with you why you should join the Stanford Magic Club, being in this area. So I'm a computer science major at Stanford, but before I was one of the top teenage magicians. So magic and computer science have a lot in common. First, everything starts with an idea. You create that idea, and then you work backwards to make the idea become true. So I'd like to show you one of the first tricks that I created. Let's see. Blockchain John. With me, I have a deck of playing cards. And in a moment, we're just going to select a playing card. Okay? Just going to touch any playing card. Right there. Okay, right there? Yes. Actually, show everybody.
Show the camera.
We'll show the camera. Okay, we'll show YouTube. And we'll show this one as well.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll take this card. This is actually not my deck of playing cards. This is your deck of playing cards. And look. You get that corner to melt into the air. And we can actually flick it. And it lands right behind you, Balaji. Check under that card box right there. So that was the first trick that I created, but I'm going to share with you tonight a trick that will allow you to connect with anyone. And in order to do so, we need 10 people. So quickly, Balaji, come on to stage. And then we need some more people, just 10 people. Everybody. Okay.
Hey, awesome.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 people here, 5 people here. And I might go over time, but promise me. Or I promise you that this will be with me. So 4 people, we need 5.
There's your camera.
Okay.
Keep the camera clear.
Okay, so okay,
The online people want to see.
What's going to happen is this. Every single one of you in a moment are going to select playing cards. I'm going to try to find them in different ways. And this doesn't occur. Usually a mission has someone select one playing card and they find it. That's difficult enough, but we'll do 10. That's just because it's crazy. Okay, what's your name? Jim. Jim, say stop whenever. Straight down. Right there? Okay, you go and take a playing card. Take a playing card. Take a playing card. You should take a playing card. Anu, take a playing card. Anu, thank you. Take a playing card. Take a playing card. Take a playing card. And take a playing. Yeah, sure. Take a playing card. Yeah. Okay. So everybody, memorize their playing cards. Okay.
Yep.
And we'll just lose your playing card back in the deck. Okay. Awesome. We'll shuffle. Shuffle. And we'll place your card back. Sure. You can place it anywhere. It just makes it go faster for you. Okay. Okay, awesome. Okay. We'll place your card back. Place your card back, Richard. Yes, sir. Okay. We'll place your card back, Manu. Okay. We'll shuffle. Shuffle. Like this. Okay. We'll place your card back. Awesome. We'll place your card back, Peter. Promise me. Alright, I promise you, this will be worth it. Okay. Place it back. Nice talk, by the way. Okay, place your card back. And finally, what's your name?
Giovanni.
Giovanni.
Yes.
Well, Giovanni and 9 other people selected playing cards from different parts of the deck. I'm going to try to find them in different ways. So the first one, nice talk on tornadoes. So for you, well, name your playing card.
3 of diamonds.
3 of diamonds. And we're going to try to find the 3 of diamonds. Tornadoes fly into the air. Okay, one card, 3 of diamonds. Really enjoyed your talk. Okay, Queen of Spades? No? Well, we'll try again. That might have been someone else's card. Okay. 10 of Spades? No? But name your playing card.
Well, they have it right now. Let's see it.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Okay, and you selected a playing card, right?
Yes, do you want me to say it?
Say it out loud. Hold these cards. Queen of Spades. Queen of Spades, everybody watch. The space in between the notes that creates the music. Yeah, so. For you, I'll find a playing card behind, like, with just one hand. Well, name it aloud.
7 of diamonds.
7 of diamonds, but not this hand. It's this hand. I'm going to just say stop. Stop. Right there.
Yeah.
It's always, whatever you name, it will be it.
The actual travel, I think.
Ace of treble.
Whoa.
Okay. We got some more. Well, that's not your playing card, Pati, but you can find it like so. Here, name your playing card.
7 of hearts.
7 of hearts, 7 of hearts. And since we're running out of time here, let's see.
Don't worry about it.
Name your playing card.
4
Peter.
clubs.
4 clubs, that's 17 cards down. Name your playing card. 4 clubs. No, not ace of spades. Okay.
The space, yeah.
Yeah, spades. Okay. And name your playing card. And then name
4 hearts.
4 parts. 4. Okay.
Spades.
Go like this.
Oh!
We can- In the beginning, I told you that this wasn't a trick to connect with anyone. Let's say I'm just to connect with you, and it's Giovanni. You have your cell phone on you? You selected different playing cards. Do you have your keypad? You have your keypad on your phone, like to enter.
Like
Yeah. I mean, so we shuffled. We had playing cards selected, and we found them in different ways. Name your playing card.
3 of diamonds.
3 of diamonds. Type in 3.
Ace of diamonds.
Ace of diamonds. Type in one. That's a 1.
Type in Queen of Spades.
Queen. Oh, but queen could look like a 0, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that
7.
Ace.
Well, I guess that's a 1.
Yeah, 1.
7.
7.
4.
4. And then we had a 6. This was your card. 4 4 4 6 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Hit call.
Call.
Like, to add it all up?
No, just call. Call the
phone number.
Oh,
3, 10, 7.
1 7 4 4 6 4. 4 4 6 4. Okay. Just call.
3 10s on 31st.
No wonder. Oh, let's just see. Call. Oh, wow. Wireless caller.
Awesome. Well done. Well
There
done.
you go.
Good job. That was cool. That was cool. Was there any questions? Any chat? It's gonna be Beatles? Beatles?
He has a question.
Oh, Balaji.
So did your phone number just go out on the internet? Yeah, but we're live.
Yeah.
I thought we got green.
Not connected.
So I took once I decided to work this minutes after, I just decided to go like.
Hello.
Yeah, so I took everything out.
Hi guys. Get started here. Hi, I'm Balaji. I'm a software engineer. Work for different companies like Intel, Cisco, those companies. And recently, I came up with an idea for the summertime. So Bay Area is like work hard and play hard, like just we did play hard type. And so in that context, in summer, we go for a party. So we need a certain cooling things always. To carry that, I had an idea watching beetle bug. So based on the design, mobile vending bag, I thought about. So this is for keeping beverages or cold drinks and things like that. So if you go in the flight, the flight attendant takes the cart and blocks everything. Even if you want to go to the restroom, they are blocking it. So give them a mobile vending bag, which they can deliver your stuff. So even in the train and bus, it may be useful. In the bus, they don't have vending machines. They can have this. So if you go to outer space, maybe they may use for screwing up things. This may have vending slots, which they can hold certain numbered tools. They can easily reach out and grab. Even the medical doctors on food, they can segregate the medicines without mixing up. So that is another aspect of this mobile vending bag. And
most of us working remotely, or hope we are working remotely with your girlfriends. So, that's also useful for getting their headphone, not anything else. So this is kind of a design. I got it from the Beetle Bar. So that is my talk. Thank you. Any questions?
Questions?
Great idea. I was just curious about that bag in the drawing. Is that your actual bag or?
This one, I just gave the design to Midjourney. It designed it. It's a AI picture generator.
Oh, an AI design.
Yeah.
Questions for Balaji?
Was it?
What is that?
Was it Midjourney or?
Midjourney, yeah.
Just making sure it's Midjourney.
One question, one more, and then we'll move on.
So if I'm an astronaut and I want a nice cold beverage and I'm floating out outer space, do I have to take my helmet off?
Take your?
Take my helmet off? How do I drink something cold in space?
Oh, this is for not for. This is for tools they can keep. I mean,
it's a toolkit. Oh,
a
sorry.
toolkit.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I missed that slide. That's cool. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Balaji.
Thank you.
Next speaker, we have Bella, Manu. Bella pitch.
Could I share my screen? My phone? I have some images. It's just, you can use any computer. It's just Google.
Here, want to play this one? Is it going to take a while? So we're going to get to the next speaker and we'll do. All right, let's do the next speaker. We'll come back to Manu. Next speaker is Connor. Connor, open ownership.
Hi, I'm Connor, and I'm an ex-Googler, and I've been showing my AI startup. I've been showing demos of my AI startup progress from time to time here, but today I want to talk about something different. And I don't really have a demo or slides. I just want to start a conversation. So basically, when making software, there are two sort of ways to do it. You have a for-profit company. So this is sort of a top-down system where most of the contributors lack ownership in the product. They lack ownership in their time. Things tend to be slow, political, stupid. I think we've all been there. There's a second option, open source. And of course, the downsides of open source are contributors aren't usually compensated well for the time they've spent, and often end up doing free work for others to profit off of. So that's what I'm talking about today, a new option, which is open ownership. And the idea here is to sort of build a bridge between the two. So it would be a for-profit company where the contributors are compensated for work with only shares in the company by the hours they work. So somebody could come along and just contribute a small, a fix for a bug or, a feature that they particularly want in the project. And they would, take some ownership, and presumably they could, earn dividends or sell the shares back to the company, or basically just get fairly compensated. And of course, day-to-day operations would be run by the votes by the shareholders, so it would be a democratically run company. And finally, I guess sort of a key thing for funding, some shares of the company would be reserved to sell to VCs, but it would be less than the majority of the shares. So that's sort of the rule set. And I've actually created an agreement on GitHub. So if you're interested, you can come have a look at that. Or, you know, if you're just interested, you can come talk to me about it after the presentations. So I guess I'll turn to you guys for questions. Or if you have comments, if you've heard about this, if you've heard other people doing this, because it's hardly, you know, it's I think probably people have thought of this before. But yeah, I'm looking for input, questions.
Thank you, Connor. Here you go.
I do got a question. This is a pretty cool idea. The thing with having that kind of structure and a lot of people having a lot of, like the cap table, essentially. When you fundraise, investors don't want to see a lot of people in there. So one thing I would suggest you to do is the way We Founder works is that they create an LLC and they host everybody who puts in a little bit of money. They put it into an LLC and they distribute the ownership that way. Are you familiar with crowdfunding?
I'm not familiar with a crowdfunding where you can sell shares. No.
No, we'll usually look into WeFound. The way they work is everybody, if you put in like $200 in the company, they add you into part of the LLC, and then once the company IPOs or whatever happens, sales, you can get your money back distributed that way. So the ownership is placed through that. The second thing is gonna be like be careful with like the IP of the company. So try to find a way to keep that as private as possible. Maybe have like IPAs, I think it's what it's called. The IPA, the non-disclosure type of thing. But yeah, that's NDA. But well, NDA is not really a big thing.
Yeah, certainly keeping IP private is a concern, but of course, you know, if we were to open ownership, the code would be licensed so that, you know, only the company would be able to use it. So there would be some piracy, but you know, major customers probably wouldn't risk doing that because it could get glossy. Yeah, it could be startups. Yeah.
Any more questions? One question over here.
Yeah, I really like your concept. My question is basically, how do you assign ownership to the individual contributors? I know you said it's based off like the percentage that they work, but like, is there an actual way you allocate that?
Yeah, so it would depend on what kind of work they're doing. But if say it was a code contribution, you know, they would say how many hours they worked in their pull requests. We get pull requests submitted, and then they would then get their shares. I would like for there to be a tool to do it that'll just sort of automatically, you know, create the document where they're assigned the shares. But, you know, I mean, there'd be some administrative overhead until that was made, where people would have to actually sign the shares manually based on those pull requests that were pulled into the code base.
Thank you, Connor. Next speaker, let's now go back to Manu.
Again. Yeah, with that, I don't know, like a sniper aiming. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's crunch face. It's a spoiler. No problem. Well, I'm Manu from Argentina. I'm 24, and at my 20s, I built a $30 million company there, and that is called Velo. Let me bring you more context. In Argentina, it's illegal to buy dollars, and the inflation rate is hitting 140% year by year. So if you have $1 today, the next year it values more or less a half of the value that values today. So on top of that, you can buy dollars legal. So I built a company that allows you to buy USDC, USDT, and all the stable coins legal and use it in your day-by-day with this card that is called Velo. This is a wallet. And let me show you. That's the card. And we raised $3 million last year. But for some differences with my co-founders, I left the company and I'm here looking for the next step because I think that I solved that problem already. So I'm looking for the next big challenge in my career. And that's it. Not too much. Thank you.
Questions?
Let me put the wallpaper for the questions.
Hello. Which was the hardest challenge that you faced while creating this company?
Sorry, the biggest challenge?
Yeah.
The regulation. Yeah, in Argentina, the regulation changes every day. Someday, the president of the central bank wakes up and says, okay, the regulation is that now. And you need to change all your legal things to comply with that. So yeah, it's a big challenge, but I don't know, we solve it. Yeah. It's part of their rules, right? If you're making a fintech in the TradFi world, you need to comply with the regulations.
One more question.
Congratulations on creating a startup, and
thank you.
Sounds really good. I just thought you could maybe elaborate on. You said you're looking for your next step. So could you elaborate on what you kind of like your expertise, your skills are that you want to contribute?
Yeah, you're right. I didn't talk too much about that. I'm a developer. I'm a full stack developer, and I'm not so deep tech right now because I focus on build products and learn all that is needed to build that product. So my career, I talked yet, I started at 20s, but in my 12, I built a game. In my 40, I built another thing. So I'm a dev, like coding things. And I'm looking for my next step. I don't know what it is, but it's in tech. And maybe create a new startup or joining a team to maximize my learning.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Manu.
Yeah, thank you.
He's gonna make it big. All right, next speaker. Who do we have? We have Jorge. Jorge. Torres? No? Torres.
Oops. Where is the? Hmm? Okay. Well, I am glad today is a lot of people from everywhere. Who is from the Silicon Valley or from California? How many people is here? Oh, a lot of people is from Argentina, from other places, Spain. That's great. I love it. One of the things I has been looking, I moved here in 2005, and a lot of times people were asking me, I want to visit the Silicon Valley. And about 2010 or something like that, with some friends, we start talking, well, why we don't organize tours to bring people from other places to Silicon Valley. And it was fantastic. A lot of people start to say, hey, I want to visit the Silicon Valley. And I found that there is a special sector that is what is innotourism. Innovations is when the people travel to learn about innovation. When you go, I'm going to get back into that one. When you go to Disneyland, you take a picture with Mickey Mouse. When you go to other places like Eiffel Tower, you take Paris, you take a picture with. But when you come here, one of the dreams of the people is how to take a picture in Stanford or with the Android characters, or going into Facebook and take a picture with the like that is not anymore there. And they return and put that into their office. And when they say to the people, hey, I went to Silicon Valley, and what did you do? And they show the pictures. What is the value of really being here in Silicon Valley as a tourist? You really want to have the experience of visiting a place to learn about innovation? How many of you dream? How many of you has been inside of the space, the headquarters of Intel? Apple. It's two persons here. And maybe you work for Apple, and the other one, you work also for Apple or no? Huh? Yeah, that's the only way that you can get in there. And you dream, and I'm surprised about that because was a lot of people that came in that trips to Silicon Valley, and they dream to go to Facebook, Google, Apple, all that companies. And one of the things I discussed with one of the visitors, we were walking into Google, and they say, okay, if we come here, we see how the people develop great projects, we go back into our place, and we can replicate it. Do you believe it that after walking inside the Google building, the Apple building, you are able to create a new Apple? No, that's no way of that. And in that sense, it's a place to learn, but how you learn that? You learn talking with persons that work in that place, and it's easy to talk with the persons that create the things. When you get into Google, that is 100,000 people, Apple has about the same amount of people. It's really a group of people that knows about innovation, and there is a lot of people that follows the innovation that is created by small groups. In that sense, what is the way to learn what happens in Silicon Valley? And for the people that come here, has been one of my challenge, how you learn about doing these things. And I say, okay, when you come here as a visitor, when you go to Louvre or you go to Disneyland, you don't need to read the history about everything. You just get into the place and enjoy the place. When you get here, you need to have a very smart talks with people and know how to ask things. One of the challenges, how many of you has friends that come in, youth that are from other places? You can hear how many questions do you have ready. I did an exercise with one group of about 50 people and say, okay, we were in Stanford, we were chatting with the professor that was the advisor of the Google Guides, and say, okay, what are the questions that you are going to ask him about how you create something like Google? And what's amazing, because from the 50 people, just one of them has questions. You bring that questions, you need to have an interest to really talk with the people. If somebody approach you here and say, hey, it's nice how you build your company, a lot of people will be happy to talk with you. The people like the people that Anthony then later earlier today described about doing his company, that's something that need to be done. How you generate that as a visitor, how you generate that as a guest. You need to have a way to really think about how to do innovation and innovators. And one of the things I started I has been taking a course and it's called Small Bets, and they say how you challenge yourself to do an experiment of sharing, making a project and show results in 2 weeks. That was last Friday, last Friday, and yesterday I launched a new bet that is called inotourism.co. That is, I'm going to start writing every week a newsletter to share the experience in how people that comes to Silicon Valley learn and explore. I invite you to subscribe in that, and I invite you to have a lot of questions and ask me, what do you want to learn? Because I has been 20 years doing connections with people from all around the world, and I'm really eager how to put it that in a way that people that are looking to visit the Silicon Valley learn how to make it innovation in the easy way. Thank you.
Questions? Oh.
Yeah.
If you should say the most valuable thing about Silicon Valley, what do you think is it?
The most valuable thing is a place where you can experiment and do things. One of the interesting parts is you have an idea, a crazy idea, you create a prototype, and you get out on the streets and start showing to people, and the people start giving recommendations. And maybe you are lucky to be talking with people that are interested in to buy it, and to be a beta tester, because the people is willing to test things that are not already finished. In a lot of places, one of the big problems is you get in and you show a prototype and say, when you're ready, come to me. And when you are ready and you go to the people, what happens? They say, do you have several customers? Oh, but that has some defects. When you are ready, here, the things start going. We can see that with ChatGPT was not really ready for big launch. And where is that today? That's an example. Yep.
Last question.
Really great idea. I really enjoy this concept of tourism. For me, one of the inspirations to come here was Computer History Museum, and so I'm wondering if maybe you could like expand that, and that would be like the headquarters of like this Silicon Disneyland type idea, and maybe like, or if it is just touring around the different buildings, which I know there's some opportunities to do that. But like, you think maybe there could be like a central hub to like expand on that?
Well, that's a great idea, and there is a lot of opportunities. I have been talking about this subject with a lot of people. Do you know how many organizations from worldwide, from governments from all the world, are based in Silicon Valley, just focusing to innovation? It's more than 60, and they all them are looking how to bring people, do all that kind of tours, and there is hundreds of organizations that do that. Nobody knows them, and one of the things that I dislike is when they invite me to give a talk to the people, say, what do you want to learn in your trip to Silicon Valley? What do you want to achieve after a week here? And the people say, well, I want to know the places. And really, the reason why you come to Silicon Valley is to take the mindset and move it back. Rebecca, can you show the book that I wrote this book about 10 years ago, and that was the reason why I started doing that, is think like Silicon Valley, being anywhere. How we come here, grasp that value, and take that back when we go to our locations. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jorge. All right, and thanks to all our speakers. We had a full house today. It was awesome. It was great. I just want to let you guys know that we have dark mode coming up right after this. Make sure you guys hang out. You know, if you got your laptop, your snacks, we're gonna have board games, cards, video games, ping pong tables gonna be going up, card games. We got some free beverages, and we got our local resident DJ, Love My Robot, in the house. So she's gonna be spinning it up. Oh, there she is. Come on up, come on up, come on up. No? Okay, so she's right there. So we're gonna be setting her stuff up, all right? All right. With that said, there's only one rule, right? Be excellent to each other. With that said, if you guys plan on staying late, make sure you guys have proper transportation. With that said, have a good night and have fun. Oh, and make sure to come back tomorrow for Ultimate Game Night, starting at 6 p.m. to midnight. All right, we got classic video games, VR games, ping pong, poker, and yeah, make sure RSVP on meetup.com. With that said, good night.
Yeah.